Already 5 wins have been collected by the Butler football team, a feat that team hasn't accomplished since the 2001 season. The team also is 4-0 on the road and is a perfect 3-0 in conference play. And we're happy to be joined by Coach Jeff Voris. Coach, how are you today?
It's great. Good to be here.
Thanks for coming into the Bulldog Blitz. And Coach, you've got to be up for the Pioneer League Coach of the Year. I mean, such a great start. Congratulations on that. One stat I kind of want to go back to, 4-0 record in your team's first 4 road games. Hasn't been done since the 1991 season, and the team that year got a berth to the playoffs, and your team is in some uncharted waters where they haven't been in a while. What's been the key so far to this year's success?
Well, I think it all starts with your off-season preparation. We got a tremendous senior class that was recruited into and part of that 0-11 year, and they've committed since we got here 3 years ago to restore the great tradition of Butler football. And I think it all starts with the work ethic in the off-season and putting the time in. And then each week, just taking them a game at a time and the preparation and the things you got to do on a daily basis to get better. We've had great focus each week on each opponent.
Last year, your team started 4-0 and didn't win a game after that, and including league play. But this year, 3-0 so far in league play. And going back to the Drake game, what was the mental attitude going into the game, knowing they hadn't won a conference game all of last year?
Well, I think it didn't matter so much that it was a conference game. This is the next game. And we'd come off a good win at Missouri S&T where we'd gained some confidence and we'd moved the ball, and we really started to feel good about our schemes offensively, defensively. Our special teams were playing well. There was a renewed passion and all that. And I think the biggest thing that we learned with that game was that we were a team. We struggled offensively in the first half. I don't know if we had a first down. And the defense just kept hanging in, and the special teams, created field position and put the defense in good situations. The defense scores. We always stayed ahead. And then the offense finally got going, and we figured out that we could win without everyone hitting on all cylinders. And it really replayed itself in a reverse role last weekend, in that our special teams weren't covering kicks, and the defense was having trouble stopping, but the offense kept scoring and kept up with them to a point where the defense got their feet on the ground. We figured out how to cover a kick, and we're really playing well as a team. And I think that was the biggest thing coming out of that Drake game. Not only to finish the game and win, but to understand that, it's all 3 units playing together.
Quarterback Matt Cobley is just having an unbelievable season. He's been so consistent. What makes him so good?
Well, I think it's all the intangibles that you look for in a quarterback. We knew he was, a special athlete, but it's his work ethic. He's got a leadership. Guys are just kind of drawn to him. They love the way he controls the huddle, and they feel comfortable that he's going to make a play and get us in the right play and distribute the ball the correct way. He's got tremendous work ethic, and I think that's the big thing. The guys we count on the most in the program are our hardest workers, and that's any championship program I've been around, that's always been the case. And so I think that's the key thing with Matt is just the intangibles he brings to the position.
Looking on the other side of the ball, your team's defense has done a great job really limiting opposition, allowing over 15 points just twice in 6 games. What's been the key on the defensive side of the ball?
Well, it's a trust factor. Guys, when we first got here, everyone tried to make the play, whether it was their play or not. We got guys that are trusting the guy next to them. They're fitting in the right spot, and day in, day out, week after week, we get better technically. They work on their skills, and they continue to make plays. They're doing a great job.
For your first 6 games on the road, the next 3 games you get to be here at play at the Butler Bowl. What does that do for your team?
It's a great atmosphere. To me, it's the best non-scholarship atmosphere I've ever been around, with the student section, the dog pound, the cheerleaders, the mascots, the band. The band's awesome, and it's just a unique setting. And homecoming's always you triple it, whatever you want to add to it. It's just a neat atmosphere, and our guys love coming out of the tunnel.
Well, let's turn our attention to that homecoming game. Throughout practice of this week, is there a little extra excitement that you see from your players knowing that this is a big homecoming game?
There's no question motivationally they get jacked up for homecoming. They like it, and the former players come back, and it's the excitement around campus is unique. But I think the biggest thing, I mean, there's no question it's the biggest game of the year for us, but we've gotten to a point where it's the biggest game of the year for us because it's the next game. They're just working on who's the next opponent. What have we done in the past to get ready for it? Keep doing what we're doing, do it better than we did it last week, and move forward. So, yeah, homecoming adds something to it, but they've gotten to a point where they're getting ready to play a football game no matter what day it is.
Can you give us a little scattering report for this week against Morehead State?
Well, Morehead State's a very good football team, and they're the same team that they've been the 2 years we've been here. They're extremely physical. Their offense and defensive lines are big and strong. They have great athletes that can run, so we're gonna be tested. There's no question we're gonna have to play as well as we've played all year. They're well coached, and they'll be ready to go.
All right, we're gonna take a little page out of ESPN's book. We're gonna do a little drill called 2-minute drill, so make you think on your toes a little bit.
Hot seat.
Hot seat. Hardest hitter on the team.
Hardest hitter, Spencer Somerville.
It's Spencer Somerville. He just crushes opponents.
Yeah, he'll get, especially in a special team situation where he's got some field to run. He'll put a lick on you.
Excellent. Sport you most enjoy watching other than football?
You know what? People say you can't watch baseball. I'll watch baseball games. I'll watch golf. I mean, but I'd say baseball.
So you're going Phillies or Rays?
I love the Rays story. Love the Rays story.
I don't know who doesn't. Most important thing a coach can do to lead their team?
I think you got to lead by example. Show up and work every day like you're. I mean, what we tell our staff all the time is that we need to be in a position to prepare our guys to give them the best chance. And if we work at it, they'll work at it.
Being a former quarterback at DePaul, can you remember the hardest hit you ever took?
The hardest hit I ever took? Yeah, I do remember it.
You do remember it. That's a good thing.
I do remember it. It was not high. It was low, and it was over at our old buddy's place over at Dayton.
All righty. And last, Coach, team goal for the rest of the season?
Team goal is win. What we got? We're 5-1. We got 5 left. We got to be 1-0 in 5 one-game seasons. It's one at a time, and I think that's the focus we've had so far.
Well, Coach, thanks. Good job on the 2-minute drill. Don't miss out on the homecoming game on Saturday against Pioneer League opposition, Morehead State. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. Stay tuned. We have much more right here on the Bulldog Blitz. Last week, the men's golf team took a third-place finish at the IPFW Fall Classic Tournament. Senior Kevin Sassanoff finished with a final round 68 to take a second-place finish in the individual standings. The second-place finish is the best individually this fall. The team finished just 3 strokes behind second-place University of Wisconsin Green Bay. The women's soccer team has one Horizon League conference game remaining in the 2008 season. The team will take on Cleveland State on Sunday. With a win, the team will cement at least a 4th-place finish in the league, but with a Detroit loss, the team can climb as high as 3rd place. A win on Sunday will give the Bulldogs a first-round game here at home in the Horizon League tournament. The homecoming weekend should be a fun one. The jam-packed weekend starts on Friday at 1 p.m. when the men's soccer team hosts conference foe Loyola. Then later in the evening, the women's volleyball team takes on Green Bay, while at the same time downtown at Kuntz Stadium, the women's soccer team will face IUPUI. On Saturday, the morning starts with the homecoming parade, followed by the football team taking on Morehead State. Right after the final whistle, move to Hinkle Fieldhouse to watch the women's volleyball team as they take on Milwaukee at 4 p.m. Rounding out the homecoming weekend on Sunday, the women's soccer team will play Cleveland State at the Butler Bowl. That does it for this week's special homecoming episode of The Blitz. Have a fun and safe weekend, and be sure to show your Bulldog spirit. It's been fun. Until next time, I'm Corey Stark, and this has been the Bulldog Blitz.